Buongiorno, my darlings. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. I've been in artist mode, so this is my artist ensemble. Everybody needs one where you just feel like, you feel like an artist. You feel like I've just got canvases all over the place, and I've really just been enjoying like my art and my expression. I'm gonna do a whole video on like what it is and why I do the things that I do. So that's coming up, but yeah. I've got like 2 canvases here, one in the hallway. They're just everywhere. It's beautiful. Love creating. So today is Monday, the 10th of July, 2023. We have the sun in Cancer, the moon in Aries. We have a lot of changes coming up this week. As of right now, we have Mercury in the final degrees of Cancer. And right as I record this video, we have Mars that's already gone into Virgo. It left Leo earlier today. This week, we're going to have the nodes changing signs, which is a huge motherfucking deal. And then a week from today, we're going to have our new moon. So there's a lot happening astrologically. So I would love for us to take a few moments today just to kind of check in, just be like, okay, well, Sarah, why are you sharing all this with me? How can I apply this in my everyday life? When we go to the beach, we check the tides to see when is the best, most advantageous time for me to go to the beach. Will there be the most space? Just like you can live your entire life without giving a crap about astrology, about the planets, about where the moon is or what's retrograde. You can live your whole life without that knowledge, but it's affecting you. You can go to the beach at high tide, but you're not going to have as much space to have fun activities. So it's fine to live your life without this. I just choose to acknowledge what's going on in the stars, how it's affecting me, and how I can best utilize this based on where they are in my own specific chart as a Scorpio rising. So what I can offer you today is a little bit of how you might be feeling, a few cycles to look for, and how that might affect you. So please grab your journal, grab a coffee or tea, pause this video, go get it. Listen as your day unfolds. Feel into the change. That's what I wrote down. So we love a good fresh start. As a corporate survivor, Mondays are just work days. I just love creating whatever it may be. Whatever it may be. Mondays, it's run by the moon, lunedi. Like, use Mondays as a good start of every cycle just to be like, I can be whoever I want to be. I can feel how my future self is going to feel. There's so much magic for the new moon. I think that's what I wrote down. There's some serious magic here. And the only reason that we're kind of floundering is because our human avatars have never experienced this level of awakening ascension before. And I'm going to talk all about that in the new moon introductory video. I'll record that today. But for right now, I would love for us to look at, for example, Mars, our planet of aggression, assertion, like the more masculine. If like men are from Mars, women are from Venus, we've known that for a while. The masculine energy, that has been in Leo for a little while, and now it is in Virgo. So let's look at this with lenses. Mars, action, assertion, outward direction of focus. Like, how do we say I am angry? How do we say this is what I'm going to do? Or how do we do it as a collective? And then Virgo. What do we know about Virgo? Right over here. Virgo, how do I say? They're run by Mercury. It's mutable negative earth energy. So Virgo can be on the best, like service workers. They understand so many things. Like the best nurses I've ever met are Virgos. Like they're happy doing the daily tasks kind of like for the harvest. Like it's like slow, methodical work. So Mars in Virgo to me says, and they can be a little bit self-deprecating, a little bit perfectionist, a little bit, it has to be just right or I can't do it at all type thing. But when a Virgo tells you like you're doing something wrong, listen. And if they're telling you that you're doing something right, wow, that's incredible. You did it right. If a Virgo tells you you did something right, you did it right. And you can check sources on that. Any source. Like, yeah, you're good. You're good. They're beautiful beings and very hardworking in a way that, like, it's like they're all generators or something in human design. Like, it's so fascinating to me. Like, they're just cool with doing the daily tasks and, like, getting the shit done or being a part of a team. You know, it's the health axis here, but how do I say? Mars and Virgo, we're all going to feel as though we are the Virgo, and we're going to tell you what's what in a very Virgo way. It's not going to be like with Mars and Leo. My goodness, the first day of that was like, there was a huge explosion in my restaurant job. Like, it was just like fire words were coming out with ego involved. It was a lot. It was a lot. When did Mars go into, I want to give you a little bit of a time period. Where was that? So on the 20th of May, 2023, Mars went into Leo. So look back into your journal and say, like, what has happened during that time period, and how did I assert myself? How was my aggression? Did I find healthy places to put my aggression? That type of stuff. And now, let's see how we go. Let's see how we go. Tomorrow, the 11th of July, we're going to have Mercury going into Leo. So Mercury has been in Cancer for a little bit, and Mercury is scooting. Mercury is moving quick. I think it's only going to be in Leo until the 28th. So we've got like barely 2.5 weeks of Mercury in Leo. So look where Leo falls in your own personal chart, and you're just going to be getting a lot of information, a lot of downloads in a very Leo way. You're going to, like, it's just the way we communicate, the way that Mercury, let's look at it its lenses again, way we communicate, our personal Hermes in the sky, the way we receive information, downloads. Leo is fixed, positive fire energy. Like, the Leo is the lion for a reason. They are like the king and queen of the zodiac, of the lion kingdom. It's like they're not the biggest, the fastest, or the strongest, but they're the lion because of their vibe. So we might, I'm just getting this now. There might be some new false prophets coming out. Like, that people, it can be very confusing sometimes, like when you are opening up to channeling or when you're awakening. It's very confusing because you have all of these deities, all of these beings that are communicating with you, all of these angels that are trying to talk to you, all of your ancestors that are trying to talk to you. And it's very easy to start to amalgamize and say, I am. Like, if Yeshua comes to you, or if Mother Mary comes to you, or if Green Tara comes to you. I think I had mentioned that, like, I was channeling Green Tara a bit ago. I've made a new beautiful altar to her, and it's so special. But, like, as I'm channeling, because in that private space, I give that, deity access to my body, and they're able to speak. So in that channel, I physically say, I am Green Tara. And this, like, that's how she talks. And so for someone who does not have this understanding lens or language, they would say, I am Green Tara. Oh, apparently I'm Green Tara now. And they'll go out into the world and say, I'm Green Tara. So that's an interesting download that just came through. So yeah, look out for some false prophets in the next little bit. And I had mentioned this back when we'd had a full moon in Scorpio. This was back in Taurus season. Don't trust anyone but yourself, like, including me. If you watch one of my videos and you're like, wow, Sarah, that really doesn't resonate with me, then that wasn't the information for you at the time. And that's fine. That's really okay. As light workers and star seeds, we're here to be guides, not gurus. And I've taken breaks from channelers that I follow many times. And if I ever feel as though I'm anticipating, like, when is their video coming out? When is the horoscope coming out? When is this coming out? When is the meeting? And I'm buying the tickets every week. It's like that becomes an addiction, where if that channeler, if that guide is not giving you tools to help yourself and to apply it in your own life and teach you how to help yourself, then it could be a little bit of a danger zone, and ego could have taken over. So definitely be wary of that. And the next big event is going to be helpful for us within that, with what I've just said. So we got the nodes changing this week. Please do your own research on this one. Make a little notation. Say researching North Node going into Aries, South Node going into Libra. Do your own research on that one. Just an aside, maybe download DuckDuckGo instead of Googling and just see the difference in the way that you receive information and that. I'm just going to plant that seed there. Okay, so Sarah, what do these nodes mean and how are they affecting me? So we have the North Node over here, and this is an 18-month cycle. So please, another cycle for you to look at. Think of what was happening from January 2022 until now. That's when the North Node went into Taurus, and the nodes go backwards where all the other planets go forwards. So the nodes, the North Node and the South Node are always in complete opposition of each other. North Node January 22 went into Taurus. South Node January 22 went into Scorpio. So what does that mean, Sarah? North Node, our collective destiny. It's like, what is it called? The head of the dragon, like where we're meant to be going. And South Node over here, we're purging old past life beliefs, old systems, old toxic, all the things. South Node is like where we're comfy. Where we lay, it's like the wet blanket. It's like the nice warm wet blanket. I've been here before. I know what this feels like. I don't want to have to adapt. What's this going to mean for me? And so in the past 18 months, we've seen a lot of negative things come to life. The negative side of the Scorpion, the negative side of toxic sexual behavior, toxic medicines, things that are really poisonous and bad for us. And we've probably released a lot of sexual things that maybe really don't serve us anymore, or we look at like why we enjoyed those things. We've come into the North Node, our values. Taurus is a beautiful, bougie, fixed negative earth sign run by Venus. As a collective, maybe our values have changed. Maybe we really recognize that, like, not like we want like millions of dollars to party, but like time freedom and financial freedom to do whatever the fuck we want as we want when we want. That's very different. To wake up and to be able to create because we want to with a calm nervous system is wildly different than having a me mentality and wanting 7 homes for myself and a private jet. Like, it's a very different vibration. I know you can feel those changes, those differences. So definitely I would say look at where you were in January 22 to where you are now, and look at how your lifestyle has changed. Look at how all things Taurus, value, money, access to resources has changed. This is the general wheel, starts with Aries, goes to Pisces. So if you are not like super well versed in your own chart or astrology, like how has your relationship with money and values and access to resources changed since January 2022 until now? July 2023, that's where we are. So now with that same lens, we're going into Aries. We're going, like the North Node's going into Aries. South Node's going into Libra. And I'm not the only channel, light worker, starseed alien that's going to be giving you this information. Like this is very, very known information, but Aries, like we're going into a very independent time. The next 18 months is going to be a very, very independent time where that like 13th place ribbon shit, absolutely not. First, second, or third, and even so it'd be like if you ain't first, you're last type thing. And we're going to be releasing and letting go of codependency. Literally, like codependency cannot be a thing. If you see someone being codependent, if you see someone that's acting in a fear-based state or the negative side of Libra, run. They are not doing their work. They're not doing their work. Like this is literally, it's going to be a very, very efficient, in my opinion, prediction, what I see for the next 18 months, it's going to be so quick when you meet someone new. It will be, okay, this is what I bring to the table. This is what I'm working on. This is the amount of time that I have for this friendship, whatever it may be. Not so much like, how are you processing your traumas? How are you working on this? How are you doing this? It's like, no. This is what I have to offer. This is what I have to offer. What are you offering? You don't know what you're offering? Okay, thanks. Like that type of a stuff. That type of a stuff, which is amazing and so beautiful, because then it will be really showing who the real leaders are, who the real adults are. Every leader needs a following. So to say, I'm not ready to be standing up, I don't want to be that person standing on stage, that's incredible. What do you want to do? You don't have to be a leader, but what do you want to do? My favorite question to ask: if time or money was no object, what would you do today? If everyone on the planet had infinite time and infinite money, you don't have to save anyone, you don't have to help anyone, nobody needed you. Nobody. What would you do today? Yeah, look at that. Look at that. And how much of your day right now is spent doing that thing? Because if that's the world that we're walking into, if that's the world that we would like to create, then let's live into it. Let's live into that vibration. Time or money were no object, I'd be doing exactly what I'm doing right now. I want to be offering this to you. I'd want to be making art. I'd want to be doing all the things that I'm doing. There's a few tweaks and things that, are specific for humaning, but I'm living into that vibration as much as I possibly can. So with the North Node in Aries, and this is a natal placement for me, and it's a natal placement for people within that, within my age group as well. I'm 36 years old humanly, so look at where the North Node and the South Node fall in your chart. And for a lot of people, we're having a nodal return. But what I can say from I statements is that, the North Node in Aries and the South Node in Libra, it literally is, it feels so like, without even batting an eye, like the basic, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like the codependency is so easy. It's so easy. Just be like, no, what do you need? No, I'll be smaller. It's fine. I'll be smaller. What do you need? I'll stay. No, I'm going to listen to you. What do you need? Like, that's so easy to do. But then the second I've ever needed something, you go be there for yourself, Sarah. You go be there for yourself, honey. For yourself. And so it can feel intimidating to say nobody's coming, but nobody's coming. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming. You save yourself and then show up. And then at that level, you will meet people, like I said, who are like, this is what I bring to the table. That's Jeffrey. That's also Jeffrey. Like, this is what we bring to the table. What do you bring to the table? So let me ask you, what is it that, like, if nobody needed you, nobody's coming, you had infinite time and money, what would you do? What would you want to offer the world? Not as a need, not as a subservient, not as saying, look, you need this, you need me. But what would you offer if no one was listening and watching? Yeah, like you turn on your live and no one's there. You don't have 50,000 followers, but you still put things out there. What do you offer? What do you want to offer? What do you want to create? What do you want to do? And this offering could very well be, I want a garden. I want to make flower arrangements. I want to buy land and then tend to my house and make it the coolest house ever. And then maybe take pictures of it and then show people like, wow, this is what I created. And just share it. We're all artists. We're all some version of a creative expression. Yeah. Even if you feel like a blade of grass, you're an individual blade of grass. Necessary for the whole. So that's exciting. Yeah, Mars going into Virgo, Mercury going into Leo, the nodes changing. That's going to be it for this week. And then next week we have the new moon on Monday. And then at the end of the week, we're going to have the sun going into Leo and then the Venus retrograde in Leo. So we'll have more to talk about next week. And I'll get to my introduction video for the new moon because that's happening at the later degrees of, I think, 24 degrees. 24 degrees of Cancer. And that's really exciting. There's some real intense magic in this new moon. And I almost didn't even know what to say about it. So I'm going to see what comes through on the channel when I do the video. But it's a really exceptional time to be alive and aware. Yeah, the vibrations right now. And the nodes, I find like it's going to take like I'd say a week or so, but really we'll feel as a collective the shift. We'll feel as a collective the shift. And that's very exciting. But is that it? Yeah, that's it. I implore you to journal, and I did a video like a love affair with pen and paper journaling, because you're really writing your own history right now, and the history of like what we're experiencing as a collective. So definitely take a look at that. I have my my cards here. I wanted to pull one card for the group today and see what it is that we need to see this week. What does my community need to see this week going into some, oh, thank you so much. The nodal change. Balance, darlings. There's so much magic happening right now. There's so much magic. Like, so much magic. So find balance. Temperance has been called the alchemist as well. So how can you incorporate a little bit of woo-woo into your everyday? Look at your patterns, look at your cycles, go back in your notes and see how things have changed with the cycles that I've given you. And let's kind of journal as much as we can this week and see how we feel going into the new moon. New moon is perfect time to manifest what it is that we do want. And things can happen so quickly when we're in alignment with that vibration, with what we want. We want millions of dollars. We want time freedom. How often are you just lounging around, tits out, making art? Exactly, exactly. And I don't care if you went to school. I don't care if you just decided to finger paint. I don't care if you are creating like macrame. I don't care what you're doing. Just make it. Just do it. Just do it. I don't care what your ego says I can't. Just do it. What if you just did it? So instead of being that person at the art gallery showing that's like, I could do that, then do it. Then do it. Then do it. Yeah, this is a really exciting time to be alive. I'm really jazzed about it. I'm excited for the new moon. I'm excited for this month. And I think that there's just a really... There's a huge break right now in worlds, definitely, like a massive, like, although we have like infinite timelines that are all over the place, it's kind of like the fear-based mentality and then the courage-based mentality. So if you ever find yourself, and I'm going to talk about fear a little bit in the new moon introductory video, because I just think that as a collective, that fear, that internal fear, is just because we're stepping into significantly unknown territory. Even for light workers and way showers and star seeds, we've never physically done this before. It's why we came, yes, but we're at that point of like taking the steps into the unknown, past the veil, slowing down to see that. And it's, our human avatars are still like, whoa, this is so cool. This is new. It's exciting stuff. It's exciting stuff. So thank you so much. I love you. My name is Sarah. I'm your alien friend. Please comment below how you're feeling, what changes have been coming up for you since January 2022 until now, and what are you most excited about for this week or for the new moon? Yeah, what's your most exciting thing that you have going on? You know, for this unknown space, I'm trying to rebrand instead of like going out there and being like, what's coming? Am I safe? Am I protected? Be like, what's the most magical thing that could happen today? What's the most auspicious, beautiful, lovely, magical thing that could happen today? And let your brain simmer there. Feel into the change. Ciao, darling.